Hey guys, welcome back. This is not a regular episode, this is more of an emergency episode. Just before we heard news that Facebook has withdrawn all Australian news channels and content. Not only that, Australian people, like people that live in Australia, will not have access to any news all around the world. Just only on Facebook.
So Australia has been blocked from viewing news anywhere. There is no more news on your news feed. You can't look up 9 News, you can't look up 7 News. And the reason we're making this video is because it's a follow-up to our last video where we spoke about why this is happening.
We literally predicted this would happen.
We predicted it would happen, that's right. We saw Facebook was going to hold its ground, and it did.
Like we said, so we'll take you through a recap of what happened in the last video.
Yeah.
So, the Australian government threatened Google and Facebook to pay for the journalists, to pay journalists money for their content, and to give the algorithm code which holds everything together.
The algorithm code is basically how you found this video and how you guys find the news article videos. So it's a pretty big thing for businesses right now.
Yeah, and so they wanted that.
They wanted that, and they wanted to make a law about it. They wanted to legislate about it and make it a law that Facebook and Google have to pay the publishers more, and they have to give them access to the code. And Google, they agreed. They're paying twice the amount now. They're paying twice the amount that they usually would pay. And Facebook disagreed. And right now, because they're in discussions, right? They said they haven't got to a resolution with the Australian government at the moment. So Facebook, to prove their point, they removed all news articles just to show how much revenue they were giving for the news rather than the news giving for Facebook.
Because Facebook is not going to lose anything from doing that.
That's right.
But Google would have lost say 1% of its market share, because people in Australia are paying for Google ads, for all that, running their businesses on it. So
that's right.
Google would have lost something.
Google would have lost.
That's why they didn't withdraw.
That's why they didn't go through with it. Whereas in Facebook, they have a whole international, global companies of news articles and everything. And those news companies are happy to pay Facebook because they know most of the revenue for the news companies come from Facebook. And we both know, we always press on news articles. So I don't understand where the Australian government is going with this. All they're doing is really restricting Australians from doing what we need to do. Facebook isn't doing anything wrong, I think. If you think about it, man, they're a multinational global company, and Australian media companies that aren't as big are being asked to be paid more. It doesn't make sense to me. But all this does is that it ruins efficiency of news. We're not going to have good news articles to read.
It's not that, bro. What's Facebook? Why do you go on Facebook?
To watch to look at the news and stuff. Yeah.
No, just for you. So you go on Facebook to watch things, to watch things, content,
personal things. Yeah.
So when you have a business going on, you go on Facebook, you share it around.
That's right.
You don't share your content to get paid. You share your content
to get
to get people to find about you,
to view you, and then to find all your socials and things like that.
Because that's how you'll make money, through people finding about your business and then coming to it.
And that's right.
See, the news, they want to get paid. But through Facebook, they're getting exposure.
So they're getting paid through people already. They don't need more money. They don't need the code to the algorithm.
Exactly.
It's what other news articles are there anyway, other than 9 News, Melbourne, and 7 News and stuff like that, right? There's not that much. So I don't know what they're so scared of.
And Scott Morrison's these big tech companies think they're bigger than the government. No, that's not what they think.
That's not what they're doing. They know their value. They know their value.
It's literally business. It's not something personal. If Scott Morrison was in the same position, he'd do the same thing.
Exact same thing. That's right.
Because you can't threaten a big company like that
with laws.
And expect something in return. That's not how the world works.
That's not how the world works. And
it's business.
It should be in the best interest to keep Facebook news in Australia because you guys are getting more exposure for it. You know what I mean? And this is going to be interesting. Who knows where Facebook will take it? Will they bring back the news article? Is there no more news on Facebook?
Xorus Media is
Xorus Media is still here. We're staying here. We haven't gone against Facebook or Google, so we're still here.
So Facebook, don't get rid of us.
Don't get rid of us. We're still here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just thought we'd make an emergency update on you guys. A lot of people were asking, coming into our DMs talking about it because we spoke about it in our last video. So hopefully this informs you of what you need to know. Thanks for watching and have a good day.